that character, that
He
girl,
fought a robot samurai. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
they're all horrible.
Did you watch?
No,
You
but the
did.
best X-Men movie is Deadpool.
We're
Or
getting
maybe
off topic.
yeah, Deadpool.
I'll argue with you on that one.
No, you'll lose. But that character that's in Logan, the girl, I can't remember her name. Now, if that character becomes a new Wolverine, and has the same appeal as, say, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, then that could be an interesting franchise remake idea moving forward. But it's going to be hard to recast those roles and reboot them. I mean, they've struggled with Captain America. They're always, Robert Downey Jr. Claims he's not going to come back, and he always comes back. But now they can do face regeneration. I mean, if he stays reasonably fit, he could play those roles. They could play those roles for 25 years.
Yeah.
And beyond. Even if they die next year, they can still play. So, I don't know. There are some interesting, unique, creative things going on. But the problem is it's the McDonald's effect. People want to be able to get the same hamburger every time they go to McDonald's, and they don't even realize that it's not very good what they're eating or what they're consuming. There's a quote by a guy named Shem Ford who says something like, just because something's popular, you can probably be assured that it's stupid. Il y a par ailleurs que tout est dit public, toute convention reçue est due sentis, car elle a convenu à plus grand nombre. Something along those lines.
I don't know if we're going to get remakes. I think the next big thing that we're going to start seeing a lot of is World War II movies and Holocaust.
Cool. I don't know.
One of the and we're seeing this with a lot of historical films is liability changes when you're talking about someone who's dead versus someone who's alive. So we're losing a lot of famous people from the 50s and 60s, even the 40s. So you're able to go back and make films about their lives, and you don't have to have the approval of them or their estate any longer. So I think that's an area Hollywood's going to start mining once they hit on some new formula. But we're starting to see some of those films coming out.
I don't know.
Nothing's hit. Like I told you, I watched Operation Finale about about Israel sending a team over to go get a war criminal from Argentina. Who was it? Adolf Eichmann. Mm-hmm. And it was good, but then at the end they go, Eichmann died 5 years ago, so it's cleared up the rights, and you put together a film. We're seeing a lot of that sort of stuff.
I just don't know if they will have mass appeal. Like, I don't know if war movies are going to make money, just like westerns won't make money.
If we're going towards a streaming service and you have to put out content quicker, it's not enough to put out a blockbuster film every other year. You have to have something that people are going to want to watch next month. And I think you can put out some of those types of some of those stories, historical films, which have their own universe. You put those out a whole lot cheaper and a whole lot quicker.
But will that light the fire of the imaginations of kids nowadays? Like, do they want to see stuff with World War II?
I think recently the big one's been Bohemian Rhapsody that actually made a huge splash with the young people.
And they're doing Elton John next year. There was someone else I heard that they wanted to do. Oh, Prince, they want to do. But they don't have a script yet.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. That won't matter.
But I think
but that's stuff from the 80s, not from the 40s. So there's a 40-year time difference that you're talking about.
But you're still trying to take people who are dead and doing these biographies.
Yeah, I just don't know.
I think World War II might be a little
like, I could see them, like Elton John and Prince doing a duet together or something. Madonna, the next Madonna biopic. Does she have to die in order to fit into that?
You don't think we'll get a trilogy of Woodstock films at some point.
I just don't. They're probably out there. I just don't think they'll be popular. In fact, I saw a
Oh.
Woodstock movie recently. They
Bohemian
focus on the-
Rhapsody. What's the other one? A Star Is Born. That's a remake of a
4
remake
times.
of a remake. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I know how much you hate musicals, but there is something
No,
here.
I get that. It just,
the
I don't
musical biography.
They just don't seem to compare
That's your new genre.
Yeah.
to World War II movies. This-
I was spitballing.
okay.
So, just in media in general, how have you felt about the lack of endings? Suddenly, we're seeing production companies bringing back old stuff and adding on. They don't want to chop off the old movies and they don't want to leave them alone. Netflix rebooted Gilmore Girls for a season. We saw
Okay.
a second Mamma Mia. Just everything's adding on.
Will and Grace.
Oh, Gilligan's Island's coming back. They're always trying to reboot Flintstones in some form or fashion. I told you, people are stupid. They want stupid things. What did they do? That ridiculous reboot of Planet of the Monster thing where the
Planet of the Apes.
Will Ferrell.
Land of the Lost.
Yeah, that was a horrible TV show to begin with.
I know, but when they reboot shows that were great in their day, it makes me a little sad because I realize how much older these people are.
But they weren't great in their day.
They
That's my
were.
point.
They
No,
were.
Just because something's
And
nostalgic
there was
doesn't
also
make it
something
good.
about watching these shows where the actors were older than you, and now when you're watching the reboot, you're the same age that they were on the original show, and it's odd.
Yeah,
My wife watches Will and Grace, and
and they're in their
I had to
20s.
watch it. Yeah, in my early 20s, and they were in their early 30s or so, and
Right.
mid 30s, and now it doesn't work. It feels badly aged. Some
Well-
things just are. You just have to let some things die.
So, like Jennifer Aniston said about Friends that you couldn't reboot that now because there'd just be a bunch of people sitting around looking at their cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could, but it can't be Friends. It can't be sitting around at a coffee shop, kibitzing
Well,
about their day.
And you have to start changing the mythology. The only thing that really did that well was the Hannibal TV show, and they changed all the Silence of the Lambs stuff. But the fans were into it. Brian Fuller's actually really good at
The fans
doing
were
those
into it
remakes.
up until the point where they canceled it.
They did 3 seasons. It was a solid run, and then he's just gone on to do American Gods, which we both enjoyed season
Oh
1.
my God, that was a nightmare. That was because of the source material. That was a nightmare. I think we both enjoyed.
So, do you think there's more potential for originality on film or on the small screen now?
Probably small screen.
Yeah.
Even like smaller screen, like streaming and things of that nature. Because it's so inexpensive to make movies and to make not movies but entertainment. Like you can film with an iPhone almost at the same quality that you can with existing like cameras that came out in the 80s and 90s and stuff. It was really expensive.
Cameras used to cost close to $250,000. Now the Red cameras, which are like the premier digital cameras, cost under $10,000. The lenses are now the highest cost. I mean, it's so much cheaper. It's a tenfold decrease in price.
Not only that, it's like if you have an idea and it's a good idea, you can put it on film and put it out there. You don't need a go-between, you don't need a studio, you don't need producers, you don't need to get any other outside money. I mean, you could almost do it all yourself.
Well, you can crowdsource. Kickstarter, that's what allowed Veronica Mars to come back and do a movie, Mystery Science Theater 3000. They were crowdsourced, and I know I'm missing some other ones, but
Well, I'm also just thinking about people putting out stuff on YouTube on their own. Like there's YouTube stars.
sure.
YouTube people make a living, like 18, 19-year-olds making hundreds of thousands of dollars just doing videos.
I gotta go get my class. Don't
All
worry,
right, man.
Tess.
Anything
Is that
else?
all, or
I mean, I think I've got enough to cover. So, thank you.
Be an interesting article.
good luck trying to make sense of that, Laura?
Yeah.